Literally a couple days ago, I remember right before I went to bed, I had this random thought that popped up in my head. And this is not one of those thoughts that, I'm just trying to create a story for the video. But I had this thought in my head of, I remembered my time in 11th grade in 2022. When I was in 11th grade, I was writing my maths O-level exam, and I was sitting right in the front of the class. There was like, they keep these rows of tables, and I was sitting right in the front. And if you guys have watched my previous videos, you know how much I hate school, you know how much I hate this whole education system that we send our kids to. Not that I have kids, but you get my point. And I remember this feeling that I had once, that despite hating being in that room, doing what I was doing, writing those exams, not having the answer to really any of the questions, I remember understanding that I'm never getting any of these seconds that's passing by in my life. If I remember correctly, the exam was for like 2.5 hours, and I remember that these 2.5 hours, how much ever I may hate it, I'm never getting it back. And I felt upset because it's like, on one end, I wanted to be grateful for these 2.5 hours that I know I'm never getting back, but on the other end, I'm spending it doing something that I really don't like, and I have no option but to do it. I mean, I could technically leave the class and never return. I mean, whatever. But you get my point. In life, I feel a lot of us, go through life doing things on a routinely basis without even being aware of it, without even having any sense of appreciation for what we're actually doing. This video that I'm able to make right now, I'm having this time of, what do I say, peace, where I'm just sitting and talking out my thoughts to you. And we're often not very grateful for everything we have in life. We're not, I don't want to say grateful, but we're not appreciative and understanding of what we actually possess in our lives right now. If you're able to watch this on a phone, you probably have a Wi-Fi connection, and I would imagine you're living a decently good life. But I doubt you're actually being grateful for it. And I'm not saying that I do this 100% every time as well, because it's very difficult, especially when you're so work focused. You're like, oh, I want to achieve this goal, I want to get better. We all want to get better, but in the process of getting better, we lose ourselves and we forget what we are actually doing in the current present. We forget to be appreciative of the current present that we're having. I'm just gonna flip the camera and look at the beautiful scenery I have behind me, okay? Now, sure, you may say, oh, it's just a bunch of trees, but in my eyes, it's a lot more than a bunch of trees. It's a beautiful scenery that I get to view my eyes on literally while recording this video. And most times, I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just thinking of reading off my script and telling it to you guys. Even if it's a bad day, even if it's a good day, I'm not trying to make this sound corny or anything, but I want you to try and find enjoyment out of it. The bad times, there's a quote that goes something like, the good times give you enjoyment and the bad times give you lessons, or something like that. And that's very true, because every moment in life, there's something to gain out of it. Even the most absolute nonsense moment that, I don't want to say nonsense moment, but a moment that may seem like it has no value. For example, yesterday, I was coming from a very far place, back home. The ride took like 5-6 hours, and I was sitting in the van listening to music, and it's like, okay, whatever, it's just typical. What else am I going to do? But that moment had some value. I may not know what the value is, but there's definitely some value in that moment, and we should appreciate every single moment that we have. And I personally feel I'm very blessed, as at an early year of 18-year-old itself, an early age of 18 years of age, I'm able to experience this level of gratitude, because I know what a lot of 18-year-old lives look like, and it doesn't look the best, to put it lightly. But I actually have understood and have felt this wave of gratitude multiple times in my life over the past couple of years, and I'm very thankful for it, because it's one of the most, again, I'm not making this sound like something crazy just for the video, but it's honestly, that feeling of gratitude you get is one of the most beautiful things ever. The feeling of like, it's not even, oh, I am thankful for X, I'm thankful for Y. It's just to soak in the moment. It's a nice feeling. Someone's freaking crying. Awesome. I have a feeling that most of you will probably just skip through and not really take whatever I say into consideration. But if you could, not forcing you, but if you could, it could potentially have a huge impact on your life. So be thankful for the good times, be thankful for the bad times, be thankful for the times that may seem like it has no value, because there's something behind it that actually has value. Yeah.